Berserk. All right, we good? We
Yeah,
up and running?
yeah, we're good.
All right. Hello, everybody of the internet and the interwebs. My, my, my name's Bear. I'm here with Goose. Say hi, Goose.
My
So,
nickname is Goose.
His nickname's Goose. Mine's Bear. And on this podcast, we talk about either an anime or a song. The first
Yeah.
episode is gonna be on Berserk.
Okay, starting off strong. And what are we going
Starting
with
off
for the
starting
song? It can be an anime song. It can be an anime song.
Let's talk about Ash Crow just to fit it. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Let me go get my little prop real quick. All right.
Prop.
Take a little stroll over here, shall we? Well, I mean, it's easier to do manga that you actually have, and I indeed do have Berserk. So you're looking at a guy right here. I should really bring in my dad for this because he read the whole thing. But you got book one.
God tier.
He's looking pretty saucy. He's good. This is his I'll go over the synopsis soon. There's number two.
Looking smexy.
Number three.
God tier.
That's got some nudity in it. We like that one.
Bruh.
Number four. Now I'm missing number five, which has the most nudity, but I'm pretty sure my parents took it away because I was looking at it too much. And and then here we got number six. I think this is when we get a time skip back. All right. First of all, talking about the drawing. Drawing is really
Drawing's
good,
really good.
especially on the cover. There's also an image where Guts is like this.
Yeah,
that I
that
really
man
like.
has like the weirdest face ever. He makes the
Yeah,
weirdest
okay.
faces ever.
Synopsis. All right, our main character. His name is Guts. Because he was found under his mother's corpse, hanging from a tree. So
Ellen
yeah, right. Yeah, his. So he was raised by Childish Gambino. This is America. Okay.
This is America.
He was raised by a guy named Gambino. Let me see if I can find a little tidbit. That's not the flashback book. So yeah, spoiler alert if you haven't read or watched Berserk. Yeah, he freaking murders him. Yeah, that's Guts, baby Guts right there. There's Childish Gambino in his white evolution, and
It's just
and
racist.
basically this big guy comes on to this little boy after he sold him out to a big black man to have sex with him.
Bro, no.
And hold up, I got the scene. Somewhere.
No. Good.
Hold up. Oh yeah. All right, main villain. Well, at the time he's not a villain. This is another spoiler, but he turns out to be the villain in the end. It's a guy named Griffith for the first 3 arcs. The Band of the Hawk arc, God's here. But then he turns into a demon named Femto, who's part of the Hand, I believe they're called.
God hand.
God Hand, and they're a group of 5 little wormy looking, googly looking things. One's a prostitute, 2 are little fat midgets, one's a brain, and then you got Griffith, who's kind of.
So the brain is named Void. There's Void, Femto. I'm gonna look up the other ones.
No, I have it. I have the book. Hold up.
One dude can fly. Another dude has glasses, which
Alright.
makes him automatically.
I'll just show a brief picture of every one of them. So yeah, right here they're summoning the God Hand. All right, this is a picture with all the God Hand in it. Let me go over real quick. This is prostitute. These are the 2 short fat midgets right here in the corners. This is Femto. This is our main bad guy, Griffith. We have a little moment after here with him. And just notice that's the same. I think that's the JoJo symbol as well. We'll go over that in a later episode. And that's Void. He's the strongest of the God Hand. And he looks
the first ever God hand member.
Yeah, and he looks like this. This is what his face looks like. He's like,
yeah, he's a little freaky.
He's a little scary. Yeah. He's a little freaker. And Griffith turns into this form because he was tortured by the king because Griffith had sex with the princess because he's Sigma male, and and he freaking tore out all his tendons and made him a little skinny guy. And Griffith did not like that, so he freaking took this little thing called the Egg of the King and used it and killed all of the Band of the Hawk. Big spoiler right there. And except for Guts, my bad.
And his girlfriend Costa.
And Guts's like girlfriend lady has sex with Casca, who is the main heroine of the story. And then Xavier's favorite scene happens.
No, it's not.
The rape scene where
no. Let me explain it. So Guts is trying to get a hold of Griffith and be like, "Yo, fam, quit it with all this demon stuff." And then Griffith's like,
into that
and then Griffith's like, "Nah, fam." And then he calls upon a tentacle and then rips off all Casca's clothes. And Guts is like, "Oh hell nah!" Starts rushing Griffith. And then he gets his hand chomped on by a little goldfish-looking monster.
No. What happens is he gets pinned down.
He gets pinned down.
Such a beast that he gets his arm bitten. Okay, you were right. Actually, he does get his arm bitten, and he is so enraged that he cuts off his own arm with his broken sword just to get a few inches closer.
Yeah, he gets a few inches closer, and then he gets pinned down, and then one of the beast's claw that's pinning him down gouges out one of his eyes, and then he's forced to look as his lover is taken advantage of by a little eagle rat looking thing.
We're not talking about GT Goku here. Let's not go. Yeah. So this mechanical arm right here, this is where his other arm was. It is a crossbow where he was like this, dun 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 dun, and arrow. He can also pull a little string on it, and the hand will drop back kind of like this, and it turns into a cannon. First scene we see in Berserk actually is him having sex with a demon, and then the demon's like, "Yeah, I got you now, buddy boy," and then he freaking
like, "No, you."
And then this scene right here, he freaking pulls out the cannon, shoves it down her throat, and proceeds to shoot. So you get the.
He shot twice, if you know what I'm saying.
All right. This is what he kind of looked like when he was in the Band of the Hawk.
When he had both of his eyes in his arm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I still need to go over this image a little bit. This is his. One of these. Yeah. He's got an eye right here. Doesn't really work anymore. And Okay, so let me time skip forward. It's after the eclipse is what it's called, when Griffith turned the sun black and killed all of the
Band of the Hawk.
Killed all the Band of the Hawk. Actually, that's a lie. Guts survives. Casca goes insane.
And it turns out Casca was pregnant.
Yeah, and she was pregnant with Guts's kid, who was manipulated, sullied, I guess you could say, by Griffith's demonic sperm, and he turns into this little fetus thingy that kind of just crawls around like just kind of imagine Mr. Krabs walking around. It's like it's like that.
It's not really like that, but you know.
He doesn't really sound like it, but he's this creepy little slimy fetus thing, and he just kind of follows Guts around and terrorizes him.
Yeah, he's like, haha, I was just supposed to be your son, and then Griffith clapped your girl's cheeks. Haha.
Yeah, he just kind of shows up
randomly.
He just kind of shows up at important moments and is like, I'm here. Bye.
Yeah, don't forget about me, Dad.
Yeah, basically just don't forget about me, and then he just kind of disappears,
and then Guts forgets about him and has a happy life, and then boom, just comes back.
Yeah. We also so where the first book starts, we meet Guts. He's new in town. He saves this little elf Puck from being brutally slaughtered by bandits in a game of throwing knives, I guess you could call it, since they're playing
it's like darts, but they're using actual knives instead.
Exactly. And Puck, our little elf friend, is unfortunately the target. And then they kind of just away, and then that leads to them getting captured. And this is where Guts has his first. Actually, I have it right here. This is what leads Guts to his first being captured, and he gets tortured a little. They call him the Black Swordsman, and there's a line that they use over and over again in this book, and it was much too big to be called a sword. Massive, thick, heavy, and far too rough. Indeed, it was like a heap of raw iron, is what they describe his sword as you can see right there. That's his little sword looking bad boy. It's called the Dragon Slayer because it's so saucy. It's also what they call my pee-pee.
It wasn't. It was made by the dwarf blacksmith. It was literally made by the dwarf blacksmith as a joke, and then while a demon was attacking the dwarf blacksmith's home, Guts grabbed it and just started killing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I believe that this might be completely wrong. Don't take my word for it. I don't. Even though we talk about anime, I don't do any research into it besides what I know. It's some kind of an amateur, but I believe that the blacksmith made that sword just to show that swords aren't really noble things. They're just things to kill things with. Mm-hmm. So he's like, you want to kill people? Here, have a freaking butcher, like a cleaver, it's like a cleaver sword, I guess you could say. And yeah, he slices up that bear-looking thingy.
The blacksmith's name is Godot. Godot. Godot.
Oh, good. I don't know that.
And the and there's another dwarven blacksmith who forged something that we see later in the series for Guts. He forged Skull Knight's armor, who is a character that. Fair enough.
I'm going to talk about that next. Actually, you can go ahead and talk about that.
Okay, so there's this one character that me and Goose have left out entirely, but during random portions, you see things from a different person's perspective outside of things. This dude is named Skull Knight. Well, that's just the name we've given him. Nobody actually knows his true name. They just call him the Skull Knight.
Yep.
And his goal is to fight the God Hand, especially the main leader of the God Hand, Void. And he and Void's right-hand man, or one of their strongest apostles, which are demons in this series, is called Zod. And the Skull Knight, talking about Skull Knight and Zod have an eternal rivalry.
Yeah, they are mortal enemies, basically. Skull Knight, to be honest, Guts, Casca, what's that? Fennec. What's that guy? There's one other guy who survives the eclipse. He's the little guy. Rickert.
Oh no, Rickert, yeah.
Rickert. Rickert survives also. He's just this little water boy in the Band of the Hog. He also survives. And they're saved by the Skull Knight. They honestly would not be alive without Skull Knight. And there's this theme in Berserk where everything is in a cycle. Guts is following the path of Skull Knight. He picks up Skull Knight's old armor, which is just the sickest thing ever in the entire series. I don't have a picture of it. Xavier, you can look it up, I guess.
Oh, hold on. I actually have a book that's issue 41 that shows an illustration of what the Berserk armor kind of looks like.
Yeah, and it is called the Berserker armor, and it is just the sickest thing ever.
It is definitely one of the best things ever.
It gives him immense power. In the anime, the kind of bad-looking one from 2016, 2017, there's this super cool scene that I really like where it's the dog inside of him with the red eye is let it take you over. He's talking about his rage, and then the jaws of the Berserker armor snap down over his head, and then he goes crazy. But the Berserker armor destroys your body as you use it, so it'll break your bones and stuff, but then it'll put itself into your body to repair those bones.
There it is. I found the Berserker armor.
Yeah, that's what. Oh my god,
it's so sick. Yeah,
it's so flipping sick.
Yeah, it's cool. And that was actually Skull Knight's original armor. I don't know if you said that or not.
Yeah, his the prototype for his armor, basically. long story short, they go. Oh yeah, they also get a couple of teammates along the way. They get Farnese, who has a good-ish character arc where she turns from the scared little girl into someone who can actually properly protect Casca from danger. She kind of becomes Casca's protector more than Guts ever could, just because like whenever Casca sees Guts, she kind of like tries to rip his face off because she kind of hates him. Because like eclipse and like memory loss. And
she's insane. Essentially, she's reverted her mind back to like a child. So that and Guts kind of like bitter for some reason.
And then Farnese's co-companion, Serpico, who has that
who's
classic...
actually her half brother.
Really?
Yeah, Serpico's her half brother.
Okay, see, I guess he learns something new every day. But he has the classic anime trope of the bad A-word character whose eyes are closed, and then when he gets serious, he's like, kind of like just barely looks at you. Like his eyes open, and it's super sick. He gets this wind sword, and it's sick. Everybody's favorite character, Isidoro.
Oh, god tier, bro. He has like a fire dagger.
He has a dagger that has salamanders, and he's also got these little throwing thingies.
Got bombs.
Oh, one of the best scenes is Guts is being chased around by a goat-looking demon thing, and he just lights a bomb, and he goes, Ichi, ni, san. And then the goat shows up, and he just throws it, and he freaking blows him up. That's 1, 2, 3. I mean, I think that's kind of basic. I mean, 1, 2, 3 in Spanish. I mean, uno, dos, hola. But
wait, what?
No. Sorry.
No.
I'm in Spanish 1. I got this.
Yeah, bro, you
good. But yeah, time skip forward there. Oh yeah, 7. Last companion is which girl starts with SH? Shirke, and she's got a little girl elf who puxes like he wants like, that maiden. But
Puck is
Shirke, she's just kind of chill. She kind of watches Guts kind of lose himself, which is pretty fun. He actually regains a lot of his humanity over the arcs that continue. But so they go to the Elf Island.
Also, before you continue, Shirke is important because 1, she's a witch girl. That means she can cast spells. And 2, whenever Guts loses himself to the Berserker armor, because the more you lose yourself to the Berserker armor, the more power you get. She actually goes into the astral world and brings him back to his sanity. So, she's not just useless. She's not just garbage.
Like Farnese.
So Farnese checks.
But so there's this really cool scene in the anime. I haven't read all the manga. Just saying, I've read like some of it. My dad's read all of it. He's probably a better expert on this than me.
Yes, sir.
But in the anime, which I have seen all of, not the 1997 version. I've seen the 2016 and 2017 versions.
That didn't really go to the Berserker armor arc though.
1997? No, that was only
Gold Age.
Which is actually where the skeleton meme comes from.
Yes, sir.
The one where they're just kind of looking at you like, but yeah, that's where that comes from.
Just look up a VTuber like a VTuber roast compilation, and you'll find.
Just look up like skeleton roasts jelly bean. It'll be on there. Sounds good. So they're at the Elf Island and they get help, and so they go into Casca, whatever. They go into her body and try to help her, and so they need to. They do like a Star Wars thing where they need to find a thing to unlock a thing to unlock another thing.
Skeleton meme.
Yeah, that one. Perfect. And they just kind of go around finding these different things, putting into a little clay doll of Casca, and if they run out, she'll be insane forever. Whoa! And then they do it, and she's fine, and she kind of looks at Guts, and she's like, and then like, and then, in my opinion, Berserk ends with Kentaro Miura. I should have obviously mentioned Kentaro Miura is the author of this great series. In my opinion, it ended when he died. I mean, they're obviously still continuing it under a newer author, but in my opinion, it ended when he died. That's just my opinion. But in my opinional ending, Guts's kid turns out to look exactly like Griffith, just with black hair, which kind of symbolizes that the cycle is restarting. Guts has become Skull Knight, Griffith has become Void or Zod or whatever, and Guts's kid is either going to become the new Guts or the new Griffith.
That's
I haven't read.
Way of looking at it.
That's the way my dad kind of explained it, but yeah.
Well, I've looked at like synopsises of it, and I've like kind of like read it. My interpretation of it is that, like at the end of the story originally, it's Griffith apologizing for what he's done. So that in my opinion is Guts. My own personal interpretation of the ending is Guts is finally letting go of his rage for Griffith. Like, he's still going to kill demons and all that, but he's finally letting go of the one thing that's been holding him back the entire series.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't seen that ending, but I guess, yeah. All right. So that's basically Berserk kind of in a nutshell. We probably left out some pretty important omissions.
Pretty important details, yeah.
But you know what? If you really care that much, go watch it. Read it your freaking self.
Read it.
Good. You can read it online. Just search up Read Berserk online.
Except don't do it on your school Chromebook because it's probably inappropriate.
Oh, no, you can do it on a school Chromebook. I've done it.
I've tried to, but every time I type in Read Comics online, it's blocked because I'm missing.
Now to move on to the music portion. This part will be considerably less long. I don't know if copyright is a thing because I'm not an expert on copyright.
Copyright is a thing, yes.
I don't really care if I get copyrighted unless
if they copyright you, you're going to lose a lot of money.
Oh no, this freaking 15-year-old kid played your money on his tiny little podcast that not a lot of people watch. And okay. Jokes aside, I'm just gonna look at the name of the song we chose is called Ash Crow.
It's a Berserk OST.
It is a Berserk OST, which is, if you don't know what that means, that is the original. Yeah, as he just said, the original soundtrack. Oh shit!
It was made by like Shisu something. It wasn't made by Shisui.
Shisuke. Don't bring Naruto into this.
Naruto's in a few episodes. Don't worry.
Oh geez, Xavier, that's blinding. Yeah, Naruto's probably in a few episodes.
Probably.
Ash Crow. Who the frick is it? I know who this is. I know his name. Get out of here, Susumu Hirasawa. That's his name. I kept wanting to say.
Sadly, Ash Crow's not on Spotify. We've looked
extensively, but I kept getting Susumu Hirasawa confused with Kensuke Ushio, who did the Devilman Crybaby soundtrack, which is like the only other soundtrack I kind of listen to a lot, which because it has the Devilman. The Devilman.
Okay. No, when we talk about Devilman Crybaby, that's going to be probably one of the darkest episodes because it has like the darkest ending.
Well, you have watched the ending. I've watched every single episode except for the ending because I don't know why. That's just kind of a mental block of mine, but I think you'll probably.
Oh, I'll definitely. Dude, the ending is so messed up.
So, I'm just gonna play it anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear it? Actually, you know what? I won't play it, but it's okay. You know what? I'm not gonna play it. Look it up for yourself if you want to hear it. It's called Ash Crow on YouTube. Probably first one that comes up.
Don't be confused with the ASS word.
Yeah, don't no, don't do that. It's on Spotify. No, but if you want to look it up, go ahead, watch it. It's a great piece. Not a whole ton of words in it because obviously it's an OST, but I like the amount of words in it. They are really just kind of getting out the grippers, but but it is very good in my opinion. Just super cool beat, not beat, melody,
super cool
orchestra. Very dark, kind of toned, kind of reminds me of like Bloodborne.
Yeah, it's something that you'd hear on like an H.P. Lovecraft kind of work.
Yeah, and he comes in with some great vocals. I don't know if that's him. Samurai kind of reminds me of Samurai Champloo. Nujabes is one of my favorite.
Rest in peace, Nujabes.
He died like last year. One of the greatest people ever. He created the category of lo-fi rap, which is like my favorite thing ever. I have like 7 of his songs. Well, it would be 7 if they would add Battle Cry to Spotify.
Battle Cry is
But Lovesick parts 1 through 3, 4, 5, 6, plus all his albums. I don't know, Modal Soul are on there. You can check him out too. I guess we might talk about him more if we ever do a Samurai Champloo, but I've not really watched it. I might watch it just for this podcast. But yeah, Ash Crow, great vocals, great tone. Go read Berserk. You can buy the manga. I had the first 6. 5th got thrown away for nudity. There's like 40 of them, so maybe don't buy them all unless you're like some
definitely more than 40 because I have issue 40.
Yeah, unless you're a weeb or like me, or you have a ton of money, just buy it. But if you don't, just literally just search up read Berserk online. I cannot stress how easy it is. You might have to like, oh no, when I click the next chapter button, it opens a new tab.
Okay, here's a better visual of Griffith right here.
Yeah, that's when he kind of like looks good.
So when he became Femto, his main goal by becoming a demon was to literally just get a castle, which is kind of weird because you're an all-powerful demon. So he reincarnates himself using a giant egg, and he comes back as a human, right?
Really? I'd not known this.
Yeah, he comes back as a human, but he still retains some of his like godly power, just not as much as so. There's technically 2 Griffiths existing at the same time. There's Femto, and then there's Griffith the White Hawk.
Mm.
And
there's kind of the White Hawk and the Black Hawk.
Yeah.
Black Hawk.
And this new Griffith, and the new Griffith made a new Band of the Hawk, and that made Guts pissed. Like, he was like, and
he killed the original Band of the Hawk. I mean, why?
Yeah, he killed the original Band of the Hawk, and then while Guts was fighting one of the members of the new Band of the Hawk, he was like, "I fight for the Band of the Hawk," and I was like, and Guts was like, "What?" Yeah.
Yeah. So read it, watch it. Go listen to Ash Crow. I know you have enough time.
Because you're watching this.
Yeah. I mean,
go touch some grass, please.
Loser.
No, I'm playing.
No, I'm just joking. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to let Dr. Livesey check up on you, and just remember, the One Piece is real.
The One Piece.